Yo, what is up, FPG fam? Further here, and for today's video we have some exciting news. It appears that new version 2.2 is going to be on December 22nd. I like how they're keeping the twos together there, and that's exciting. And also, what's a bit of a surprise to me at least is that Tian Lang is going to be the next simulacrum to come on December 22nd. Now I say it's a surprise because honestly, in my opinion, I thought it was going to be either Lyra or Annabella that was going to be next, and then Tian Lang afterwards. But nope, it appears to be Tian Lang, which is pretty exciting, especially for my Volt mains. It's been a while since Volt had anything to pull for since, what, Nemesis? So I know my Volt mains have been eagerly awaiting a new character like Tian Lang to go ahead and pull for. I know you guys have probably been saving since the beginning your Red Nucleus and Dark Crystals. You probably had nothing to do, especially if you've just been trying to main Volt and build that team up. Now you finally have something to pull for, finally something to go for. So I'm excited for you guys. Tian Lang is going to be a great simulacrum on global, I believe. But at this time, what I did want to go ahead and do is take a look at how he is on the CN version. Obviously not percentages and numbers per se, but just take a look at his kit. Because I don't really know what Tian Lang does, if I'm being honest, because I usually don't take a look at a character's kit until they're set to release. And that's when I really deep dive into what they do. So at this time, let's go ahead and take a look at it. I have it pulled up here. Massive shout out to Tower Fantasy Index. I'll leave a link to their website down in the description below. But let's just do a quick overview or overlook of Tian Lang's kit and what he's bringing to the table and what possibly could be here for global. Once again, we know it's going to be rebalanced for the most part, but we can at least get an idea of what he's going to be doing. So let's take a look. The weapon's called Power Break. That could change. It's a DPS resonance. Obviously, Volt. Shatter 8 and a charge of 12.5. Obviously, the charge is going to be nice. Now, the thing about the Volt team, if I'm not mistaken, they can certainly use a shield breaker. They don't really have one because if we take a look at the Volt team in general, we'll just take a look at simulacrums. They have Nemesis, Crow, they have Samir, and that's about it. Bayuki was supposed to be the shield breaker, so I wonder, without Bayuki coming and without us having a new collab for global, are they going to switch this up? Are they going to even this out a little bit more, or are they going to switch it? Maybe the shatter is going to be 12.5 and then the charge is going to be 8 like they did with Cobalt B. Kind of flip-flop those so that way you have a shield breaker for Volt. Could be. We'll just have to wait and see. I'm curious what you guys have to say. Also, let me know in the comments down below if you're excited for Tian Lang to be next. Also, if you're new to the channel, go ahead and consider subscribing. We're on our way to 40K. Thank you guys so much for all the support, and leave a like. It just helps out the channel tremendously. Let's move on. All right, so we have the weapon effects, we have Volt, and then we have the Volt resonance. So if you didn't pull for Nemesis, then you can have Tian Lang and have the Volt resonance. So that'll be good for you guys, especially if you didn't get Nemesis, which there was rumors of a Nemesis rerun. So this is interesting that Tian Lang's next. So you really don't have to get Nemesis if you don't want her. You can get by with Tian Lang because Tian Lang will come with the Volt resonance, at least should on the global side, right? If they just stick with what's been going on. Let's take a look at the advancements really quickly. So the 1-star charging battery grants 1 stack of overload, increases max HP, but increases damage received by 12%, except when your HP is lower than 50. Interesting. Stacks up to 8 times, and if not refreshed, lose 1 stack. Okay, that's an interesting advancement. So let's take a look at the 3-star. Unleash any Volt weapon skill or discharge skill to gain 2 stacks of overload. At 8 stack, gain immunity to control effects. I really like that. I've always been a fan of that. That's pretty cool. Let's take a look at the 5-star. Every stack of overload grants 1.5% final damage buff. Okay. And then for the 6-star, Greedy Wolf's lightning conductor effects is increased to 25% lightning damage boost for every conductor for 25 seconds. That seems pretty strong. So the advancements, they look pretty decent from a first look. Once again, this is my first time looking at his kit. It doesn't seem to be overpowered in any way. We'll have to take a look at the rest of his kit here. But for right now, A0 Tian Lang looks viable for the most part until we take a look at his kit. So we're going to quickly go over the basic attacks and the jump attacks. Look at the percentages. They look pretty in line, right? Nothing too crazy here. Deals up to 342%. That hold attack seems pretty strong to the target and attracts monsters to you. Interesting. So you have a little aggro right there. Triggered by holding basic attack, climbing. Okay. In the process of falling, each time you hit a target, deal damage that equal to 38%. That's pretty beefy. When landing, deal damage equal to 285%. Okay. Got a little AoE right there. With the dodge, in the short window after dodging, click basic attack, dash to attack the target, causing a total of... Okay, so you have a little attack right there. Let's take a look at the skill. Greedy Wolf, launch multiple attacks, dealing up to 936% of attack within the range, and turn enemies within range into inductors up to 3 at a time. Cooldown 30 seconds. I like that cooldown. After casting the skill, gain lightning induction for every volt weapon equipped, gain 15% volt damage. So yeah, you're going to want to have a full volt team. Once again, I think Lin could supplement here because she does buff the volt team in a nice way. So you can have something like Tian Lang, Samir, and Lin, or Tian Lang's Crow and Lin, or you can have a full volt team with Nemesis as well. So Nemesis, any of those, and then Tian Lang. So that's pretty interesting. I think you have, you know, a lot of versatility there. Inductor, when using a Volt Weapon's discharge skill, inductors deal AoE damage equal to 5% of missing HP. That kind of goes back to that A1, right? Okay, I like what's going on there. that plays in pretty well. Between 100% to 1000% of Volt attack. That seems pretty nutty and going to be rebalanced, but I could see where Tian Lang will start to output some pretty incredible numbers here. When one of your weapons is power break, using any Volt Weapon skill or discharge skill consumes 30% of current HP to deal additional Volt damage equal to 50% of the HP consumed. Yeah, things can start to get pretty nutty. And what would be interesting is that if you have Nemesis in your team, you can recover that HP, right? So you can consistently lose the HP so that way you can get more damage, but then if you have Nemesis, you can recover that HP and kind of be in a good state, right? So that's pretty interesting. And obtain a short period of invincibility. Oh, nice. After 8 seconds or when HP is below 10%, recover 5% of missing HP for 8 seconds. Okay, so you have self-sustain. So you don't necessarily need Nemesis per se, because you have a bit of self-sustain here. Nemesis will help out a lot, but you don't necessarily need her. Okay, interesting. I like that. I like the self-sustain. Army Annihilator, what a name. When a weapon is fully charged, it triggers Fantasia. Switching to this weapon, okay, removes all debuffs, and use Power Break to generate large scales. Is that what we talked? Yeah, when one of your weapons is Power Break. Okay. Oh, that's the weapon's name. That is the weapon's name. Gotcha. So when one of your weapon is Power Break, which is the weapon. Okay, gotcha. So you need to have Power Break in there. That makes sense. Alright, and use Power Break to generate large-scale volt damage, dealing a total of that percentage of that number, and electrify nearby enemies. Enemies within range become inductors up to 3. Okay. Not bad, not bad. So all in all, Tian Lang seems very strong. Like I mentioned, you could start to see how numbers can get pretty out of control and nutty when you start to pair the skill, you start the discharge going, you build a team in the correct way. Things can start to get pretty crazy in terms of numbers and damage. Once again, just from a first glance and first impressions, A0 seems perfectly fine. Obviously, you have that A6 to increase that damage. It's going to be pretty crazy. A3 seems pretty nutty. I mean, A1 even seems nice, but I don't know if any of them is necessarily needed. I guess you guys can let me know in the comments down below, but from first glance, it doesn't seem as if it is. If the charge stays 12.5, that's going to be nice because you're going to get the discharge. It kind of leads into everything else. But I wouldn't mind if they evened it out, or even if they switched it. I maybe would prefer they switch it because Volt could use a shield breaker. Now, if you put Lin in there, I know Lin can be a pseudo shield breaker, but she's not really. And you're going to want somebody that's strong at shield breaking for the Bolt team. And I feel like if you have Tian Lang in there, he's just going to slot in really nice with like a Samir or Crow. And then you can have Lin or Nemesis as the support and the buffer. So I think they may switch this. That would be a nice rebalance. Or at least even it up, maybe 10 and 10, right? That might be nice. Anyways, guys, let me know in the comments down below if you're excited for Tian Lang. He seems pretty cool. Seems pretty strong, and cannot wait. December 22nd, they give us some time. You know, rather than the Saki Lin fiasco debacle where it's only 12 days between the two. We get a little more time here, so that's going to be good for free-to-play players, light spenders, especially if you've been waiting for Tian Lang. Anyways, let me know in the comments down below your guys' thoughts and opinions. I'm going to get on out of here. Remember to stand out, be different, have fun, go further beyond in everything that you do. My name is Cody. You can call me further. I'll see you all in the next one. Bye, guys.